There is a moment in every life when you stand at the edge of your own becoming, not because the world has pushed you there, but because something within you has awakened and refuses to sleep again. You feel it now, a quiet pressure rising in the deepest part of your being, the sense that there is more to you than anything you have lived so far, not imagined, not hoped for, remembered, as if your own soul is handing you a sealed envelope and saying, "Open this, it is time." Before any technique, before any principle, before any law, there is one truth that stands above them all. All is mind. Not the mind you were taught to fear, not the mind you inherited from generations still battling their ghosts, but the greater mind, the silent field of intelligence, from which every thought, every form, every possibility emerges. You were born connected to it. You have never been separate from it, but you were trained to forget. The world taught you to believe in what you can touch, but the ancient law whispers, the invisible creates the visible. It has always been this way. Civilizations rise or fall by the thoughts they inherit. Families pass down beliefs the way others pass down heirlooms. A child of 7 already walks inside a blueprint he did not design. But you are here because something in you has decided to break the inherited cycle, to reclaim the forgotten architecture of your own mind, and to stand again as a conscious creator. This is the reason you were drawn to this moment, not by chance, but by resonance. You are stepping into a higher chamber of understanding, a place where the wisdom of many eras has been distilled into one voice so you may hear what humanity has always known but rarely practiced with precision. You are not here to worship any personality, nor to adopt any system. You are here to remember what your soul already knows. Mind is the origin of all things. Thought is the mold. Emotion is the fire. Faith is the seal. And the unseen is more real than the world in front of you. Before the first word of creation was spoken, there was consciousness. Before form solidified, there was intention. Before you took your first breath, there was a design, and you were given the power to redesign it. Tonight, we peel back the veil, not with mysticism, not with superstition, but with clarity sharp enough to cut through generations of inherited limitation. This lecture is not entertainment. It is an initiation, a realignment, a remembering. You are about to enter the deeper mechanics of the law that governs all other laws, the law that shapes your experience as naturally as gravity holds the stars in their course. You are not just listening, you are returning to the truth that existed before your name, before your training, before the world convinced you to shrink. Let the mind grow quiet now. Let the noise fall away. Let the deeper part of you rise to the surface. Because what comes next will reshape the way you think, the way you choose, and the way reality responds to you. You are stepping through the first door, and once you step through, there is no going back. Before we move forward, pause, not with your breath, but with your awareness. Withdraw your attention from the noise of the room, from the weight of past decisions, from the echo of old influences that still try to bend your life in directions you no longer wish to travel. Allow yourself to become still enough to hear the truth beneath all truths. You are not merely a body walking through circumstance. You are consciousness shaping circumstance. You came into this world with a mind capable of reaching across time, a mind that can command the unseen substance of reality and cause it to take form. This power is not new. It did not arrive with your age. It has been yours since the moment you took your first breath. But somewhere along the way you were taught to forget what you are. You were trained to behave as though the world happens to you instead of through you. You were conditioned to measure yourself by limits that were never yours to keep. You were told to trust physical senses that can only report what has already occurred and to doubt the inner senses that reveal what is yet to be born. But hear this now. You are more than the sum of your memories, more than the habits handed to you by generations, more than the fears concealed in your family line. What you call you is only the surface. Beneath it is the deeper identity, the part of you that cannot be broken, cannot be diminished, cannot be defined by history or circumstance. It is the part of you that recognizes wisdom instantly, as if remembering something it knew long before this lifetime. It is the part of you that feels truth before it understands it. It is the part of you that the great minds across ages have tried to awaken. And tonight, you are awakening. This invocation is not a prayer, nor is it a ritual. It is a return to the inner being that can direct thought, shape emotion, command habit, and influence the very field in which your life unfolds. So let this be spoken. I am not the result of my past. I am the cause of my future. Say it within yourself. Say it with certainty. Say it until the deeper mind hears it. Because the subconscious does not respond to language, it responds to identity. If you see yourself as limited, it will build limitation. If you see yourself as a creator, it will build creation. If you see yourself as a victim, it will build the chains. The law does not choose, you choose. The law only obeys. You are not a servant of the world. You are a directive force within it. You are the thinker behind the thought, the observer behind the perception, the consciousness behind the personality. This is your true identity, a being connected to the infinite intelligence that permeates, penetrates, and fills every space around you. Call it what you like. The mind behind matter, the field, the source, the divine operation, it does not change what it is. You are not separate from it. You are a center within it, a point where infinite possibility presses forward into form. And once you accept this identity, your life begins to shift at its foundation. Not because circumstances change you, but because you change circumstances. This is your invocation. This is your return. This is the beginning of conscious mastery. You may move forward now. The mind is open. Now that you remember what you are, we can speak of how this world is built. Because nothing in your life, not a single experience, event, opportunity, or obstacle arrived without being summoned by some arrangement of thought, emotion, habit, and identity. This is not punishment. It is not reward. It is law. The law of mind in motion. The law before all other laws. And here is the truth that most never learn. Your thoughts do not stay inside your head. They ripple outward into the very fabric of reality. Every feeling, every intention, every inner declaration vibrates into the field that surrounds you, the same field that forms the atoms in your body, the same field that holds galaxies in place. You do not think in isolation. You think into the substance of existence, and that substance, call it the infinite mind, the field, the divine operation, responds with exactness to the vibration you sustain. This is why two people can live in the same city, face the same conditions, walk through the same world, yet one rises effortlessly while the other battles endlessly. The difference is not fate, it is not luck, it is mental causation. What you hold within becomes what you walk within. The world you see is the echo of the world you build in secret. And the subconscious mind, the silent architect, is the mechanism through which this law expresses itself. Thought is the blueprint. Emotion is the permission. Repetition is the command. Faith is the seal. This is the sequence through which all creation flows. Let us break the invisible open. Thought, the blueprint. Thought forms the initial pattern. Not a wish, not a fleeting idea, but a deliberate image held with clarity. Every great structure ever built began first as an inner picture. Your life is no different. 2. Emotion, the permission slip. Emotion gives thought its wings. A thought without feeling is like a seed thrown on stone. It has no soil. But a thought saturated with emotion enters the deeper mind like fire entering dry wood. It ignites, and once ignited, it begins to draw to you people, opportunities, resources, ideas, each one a brick in the building of your destiny. 3. Repetition, the command. The subconscious does not obey the loudest thought. It obeys the most repeated. Repetition imprints. Repetition instructs. Repetition rewires the very chemistry of your brain, creating new cells of recognition that align your behavior with your intention. This is how new realities become natural. This is how identity changes. This is how destiny is shaped. What you consistently imagine, what you emotionally accept, what you habitually repeat, what you genuinely believe, and the identity you stand in. That combination forms an energetic signature that reality cannot ignore. You are not manifesting occasionally. You are manifesting continuously. The question is not whether you are using the law, but how perfectly. The invisible always precedes the visible. This is the oldest truth on earth. Before the harvest appears, the seed is hidden. Before the structure rises, the foundation is unseen. Before the destiny unfolds, the image is internal. And so it is with you. Your next chapter is already forming in the field that surrounds you, responding to the thoughts you think in private, the emotions you dwell upon in silence, and the identity you assume when no one is watching. This is the law in motion. And once you understand its mechanics, you stop living by reaction and begin living by design. The door to mastery is open. Understanding the law is not enough. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes actual power when you apply it with precision, with consistency, and with identity. So let us bring this down from the mountain and place it directly into your hands. Because the law does not demand perfection, it only demands participation. You work with it through simple, deliberate acts performed with clarity and intention. These are not rituals. These are alignments. 1. Begin each day with mental direction. Before the world speaks to you, you must speak to your world. The first 5 minutes of your morning set the vibration for the entire day. You are closest to your subconscious in that quiet threshold between sleep and waking. This is when the gate is open. Use it. Sit for 1 minute, just one, and declare the direction of your mind. Today I think only thoughts that match the life I am creating. You are not asking, you are instructing. The deeper mind hears you clearly in this state, and it begins adjusting your mental chemistry, your attention, and your emotional tone to match your intention. This is deliberate creation. This is the law in motion. And once you understand its mechanics, you stop living by reaction and begin living by design. 2. Hold one image steady. The mind cannot build from confusion. You must choose a single dominant picture and hold it long enough for the law to respond. Not 10 goals, not 20 desires, just one central image representing the life you are moving toward. Let it be clear, let it be simple, and do not force it. Allow it to rise naturally in the theater of your inner sight. Emotion will gather around it instinctively. This is how the subconscious receives instruction. 3. Use emotion as fuel, not fire. Emotion is power, but power without direction becomes chaos. You must learn to feel intentionally. When you think of your desire, do not strain for excitement. Do not manufacture passion. Simply allow gratitude to rise. Gratitude is the emotional signature that tells the deeper mind, this is already mine. Gratitude is not forced joy, it is quiet recognition. It dissolves resistance and makes space for creation. 4. Repetition, the invisible commander. The subconscious does not respond to occasional intensity. It responds to consistent direction. Repeat your chosen thought often, not out of fear, but out of alignment. You are not begging the universe. You are training your own mind to accept your new reality as normal. Every repetition strengthens a neural pathway. Every pathway strengthens a habit. Every habit becomes a destiny. This is not philosophy, this is biology. 5. Guard your mental climate. Do not let contradiction enter casually. If a negative thought appears, and it will, do not wrestle with it. Do not resist it. Do not analyze it. Simply say inwardly, I do not accept this. Then return your attention to the image you have chosen. Remember, you cannot entertain two opposing thoughts and expect one clear result. The law mirrors the dominant vibration, not the fleeting one. 6. End each night with closure. Before sleep, the conscious mind begins to release its grip. The subconscious becomes receptive. It listens deeply. This is the time to seal your day. Declare all that I have spoken is now forming in perfect order. Fall asleep in the feeling that everything is unfolding for your good. As you sleep, the mind works tirelessly on the last instruction it received. This is how you build momentum. This is how you step into alignment. This is how you work with the law rather than against it. The law requires only this. Begin with direction. Hold one image. Charge it with gratitude. Repeat it with calm certainty. Reject contradiction. End with faith. Master these 6 and you will find yourself moving through life with a quiet authority that others can feel but cannot explain. You become aligned. You become magnetic. You become intentional. You become a creator. This is working with the law. And when you work with it consciously, your results become predictable. Your inner world becomes steady, and your life begins to move in the direction of your choosing. Now the law stands before you, not as theory, but as a living reality. You are no longer a spectator watching life unfold around you. You are the architect, the thinker, the cause. So we close this lecture not with hope, but with recognition. Not with desire, but with realization. Because truth does not become true when you hear it, it becomes true when you embody it. And embodiment begins with affirmation. Not empty words, not wishful statements, but declarations spoken with identity, emotion, and spiritual authority. Speak these lines inwardly as I give them to you. Let them settle in the deeper mind like seeds finding fertile soil. The affirmation of alignment. I am so happy and grateful now that I am consciously aware that I am in a positive and creative mental state. Let this first declaration open the door. It sets your vibration. It lifts your inner climate. Breathe into it. You are not waiting to become aligned. You are aligned now. I am so happy and grateful now that I am using my intellectual faculties, perception, will, imagination, memory, intuition, and reason at their full potential. These are the tools of mastery, the instruments through which the law obeys your intention. You were born with all 6. They are waking again. I am so happy and grateful now that every thought and idea necessary to the accomplishment of the good things that I desire flow to me with ease, speed, and clarity. Feel the truth of this. The field does not resist you. It responds to you. Ideas appear because you command them. Opportunities move because you attract them. Circumstances rearrange because you direct them. This is the proper order of things. The great creative affirmation, my mind is a center of divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression. This means the production of something beyond what has been before, something entirely new, not included in the past experience, though proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth. Therefore, since the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it must operate in the same manner within me. Consequently, in my own special world of which I am the center, it will move forward to produce new conditions, always in advance of any that have gone before. Let this truth wash over you. This is your spiritual constitution, your creative charter, the inborn right of every conscious being who recognizes their origin. Say it slowly. Say it with reverence. Say it until your entire body vibrates with recognition, because this is not a request, this is a declaration of identity. The affirmation of wisdom and power. O divine providence, I ask not for more riches, but more wisdom with which to make wiser use of the riches you gave to me at birth, consisting in the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever ends I desire. This affirmation aligns your purpose with the highest possible expression. It tells the law, I am ready. And when the law hears this from a soul speaking in complete alignment, doors open that no man can shut. Now let it be known, you are not a seeker of power. You are an expresser of power. You are not pulling life toward you. You are radiating the vibration that life reflects back to you. You are not trying to manifest. You are always manifesting. The difference now is that you manifest with clarity, with intelligence, with gratitude, with faith, with intention, with identity. You walk with the law, and the law walks with you. What you think, you create. What you feel, you attract. What you repeat, you become. What you believe, you embody. This is realization, not the end, the beginning. A new chapter opens now. A new vibration radiates from you. A new reality rises to meet you. You are the thinker. You are the creator. You are the center of operation, and the infinite answers you according to your understanding. Walk forward with gratitude. Walk forward with faith. Walk forward with expectation. The law is with you. The power is within you, and your new light has already begun.